Yeah, cruising in the ocean with my fellas, waving at the shore, we got all them people jealous. They see that we shining from way over yonder. Gotta thank my father, my sponsor, for putting me on board and also giving me the capability to live life with no fear, create buzz with no beer. God is the reason why I live like this. Now everybody hating me, now I feel like Chris. Working out, eating right, now I look like this. Phone filled with different numbers, now my ex all pissed. Now I'm playing, she don't care cause she move like this. Man, I ain't hating cause she bad, man, we all ruthless. Man, I got money in my pocket, diamonds on my pinky and that brain.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, boy, let's get it. So we are going to talk about WWE Unreal. The show that came out on Netflix July 29th, 2025 was the release date. It was released on a Tuesday of this week. And the WWE basically gave you a behind-the-scenes look as to how they do their shows, the production, the creative team, the reason they're pushing certain wrestlers, the reason they're doing certain turns for babyface or heel, yada yada, all these different kind of stuff, right? And we're gonna get into that, but first I want to address a couple of other news. One news I wanted to touch on is about what was it? Oh my gosh, my brain's somewhat skipping me for some reason. Oh boy.
Nikki Bella.
Yeah, Nikki Bella. Yeah. So Nikki Bella apparently got hurt in her match this past week on Monday Raw. She goes on her and Brie have a podcast called the Nikki and Brie Bella podcast, I think is what it's called. And she said that she basically, like, she was saying that she has a tit injury, her breast. And I was like, what?
Oh, really? Wow.
So I'm like, yo, tit? And she's like, yeah. And then she was describing like what had happened. Apparently Piper Niven, when she came down and hit an elbow drop, she somewhat damaged her breast or like her implants, and like it went into her rib cage, things like that. So she says it's been hard for her to kind of like cough, laugh. She said when she does it, it hurts, but she'll be fine. She'll be okay. She'll pull through. Yada yada, all this other stuff. What's up, bro? And it was good. It was good. Thank you for asking. I'm gonna talk to you in a minute. Give me 1 second, bro. But yeah, so that happened, and I just want your thoughts on that. Obviously.
Uh, pray, um, oops. Prayers up for Nikki Bella for sure. Um, yeah, definitely prayers up for Nikki Bella, but we don't need her. I don't care. We never needed her. She did not need a return, so you're good.
People were like, "That's hilarious." People were like, she being a drama queen, this and that. So why are you complaining? Yada yada, all this other stuff. I'm going like, well, if it's legit, how is it her being a drama queen and startup
Yeah,
stuff? I don't
she
get.
Yeah, she ain't- if nah, I ain't even calling it no drama queen type stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, cats be in the not in this comment section, but the world be tripping, bro. Like, if you ain't never had no breast implants and your junk decked up, you ain't got no room to be talking. Like, come on, bro. If you ain't never been in that situation, you can't
Mm-hmm.
judge her how she feel. That's it. I'm just saying, as far as WWE is concerned, we didn't need her back in the first place if she was gonna miss time. That's what I'm speaking on. But other than
Yeah,
that, like, bro, like, nah, we ain't need her back. Like, this run for her is weird to me. I don't know why she even here, but I'll take it though, because she's still Nikki Bella at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
I
But
think I think the original plan was for WWE to capture her and Brie having a tag team title. Because when they announced the women's tag team titles in the beginning, I've always been myself,
all right, go ahead. My fault, bro.
are you gonna keep that a part of it? You gonna put it in parts?
No, I'm not doing none of that. Everything is going out like it was before. I ain't connected in ripped in nothing.
So
It's just gonna
basically,
start another one.
it's all good. So basically, what happened was, phone went off. Beezy as name, touch something, it happens, or whatever. I'll sum
Yeah.
up like this best. Nikki Bella came out and disclosed that she had a breast injury, because she referred to her tit, her breast, her boob, whatever like that.
Oh no,
And
that part's already in the clip. You ain't gotta repeat that. I already
oh,
got
okay.
that. I was already
Oh,
recording.
okay.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I'm just
Gotcha,
saying,
gotcha,
like, I'm
gotcha,
not
gotcha.
about to start all over. I'm like, nah.
Okay.
Yeah, we got
Oh
that
no,
clip.
sorry.
Yeah, we got that.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool. So that and then I could have sworn I had some other WWE related news. but I don't know. I know it was in my head somewhere, bro. I'm trying to remember what was I trying to talk about. Oh my gosh. Oh, um, well, one, I want to keep people updated. So by the end of this year, sometime in December, me, Beezy, and Larry will be joined here doing the WWE talk as we always do. We're filling you guys with great debates and whatnot, and just laughing about it. Um, and we're going to do like our top five of everything WWE. You know what I'm saying? So that means, and Beezy, see if you're agreeing with this, if you're cool. Top five matches, top five male wrestler, women's wrestlers, promos,
Right.
storylines, pay-per-views.
Right.
I think that's about it. And then if we want to mention some honorable mentions prior to doing our official top five, we can do that as well too. No, restrictions. And I want to throw this in here because before anybody goes crazy about who put their top five matches as this, I'm gonna disclose right now. We can all have our top fives based on our opinions because that's what it means. It's gonna be a fact. If BG says his top five match was a random 6-woman tag match on Monday Night Raw, I ain't gonna fall for it, right? If Larry says I love his bloodline match with Sol Sequoia and Tall Tonga versus Jimmy and Solo, whoever it was in the tag team match, and went about maybe 10 minutes, and it was the best match for him, he can put that in there. So there's no, you can't put that in there. You can't do this in there. This, that, and third. Now, can we somewhat judge it in a way, in a fun way?
Oh yeah,
Yes, we
for
can.
sure.
Yes, we can. We can definitely judge it for sure
Yeah,
in a
we can
fun way.
ask
But
questions on why you put this person here, why you put the person
right,
there, why you say it.
absolutely. And if
Yeah.
we don't have any valid reason, we can come at each other's throats about it and have fun with it. It is what it is. Who cares? Because that's where it goes at the end of the day. So I just want to get out that way. Now let's get to the main
Oh,
meal, the main
also,
course of the day. Oh yeah, go ahead,
also,
bro.
also, before we go there, I just dropped the podcast episode of me talking about Mercedes Monet came out at 9 o'clock.
Yes, sir.
So I explained everything that I said in the comment section.
Yep.
Yep. So y'all make sure y'all go check that out.
Yeah,
Yep.
people come at your hair about that, bro.
I know. So I had to go let them know, like, bro, I had to really, really break it down what my reasoning was behind it. And I'm glad that I did it today because I did it on the day that Jay Carhill dang here said the same thing that I said on her Busted Open podcast. If y'all ain't watch it, Jay Carhill got a Busted Open podcast interview today with Mark Henry, Bubba Ray Dudley, and what's his name? Uh, what's his name? The dude over it, or that's their partner, and she was speaking on it. She wouldn't say the word AEW, but she was saying when she was champion, as around that time, she had to go to the company where the competition was because there literally wasn't no competition on that show because they had no stars. But I'll
Mm-hmm.
let y'all go see that on your own. But that just proved my whole point. That'll prove my whole point that if she was at AEW, if she was going against competition for real, she would have never left. She said she left because there wasn't no competition there. She had to go to where the competition was to prove to herself that she was the best in the world. And the best in the world only wrestled on WWE. She said that. So I'm just saying, if y'all want to go and listen to my podcast episode and then go see what she said to prove my point, go right ahead.
Got you.
Yep.
I was going. Let me ask you a question right quick to follow up on that. Right. So back in the day, and we don't got to count ECW. We don't got to count ECW if you don't want to. But back in the day, would you say the WCW gave the WWF a right at time competition?
No, compared to what's going on right now, talent wise, no. I'd say the same thing with the
No, no,
NBA.
no, no, no. I'm not talking about right now. I'm talking about from like back then. Was
No,
like were you able to watch both shows and go WCW got this over WWE and WWF got this over WCW or whatever like that?
well,
Were you able to both enjoy both shows? Is
I,
what I'm trying to ask you.
no. Well, when you looked at WWF back in the day, they were the it show, but WCW came through and was doing their thing, but they wasn't doing
Uh-huh.
anything in the women's division. They were just doing their
Okay,
thing.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? So it was just like, yeah, and you wasn't really thinking about the Japanese or AAA or ECW or TNA. You wasn't thinking about those spots as much as you was looking at when you speak on wrestling. That's the name that pops up. That's the WWF, WWE, or WCW at the
Unless you were
time.
like the uber wrestling fan that wanted to watch wrestling all across the board, like a guy like me, obviously. I'm just saying.
Right. But even with that, that's still not the, and that's what Jay Carter was saying. It's even the people that was on AAA and all that stuff, their main goal is to get on to the spot where Jay Carter is right now, the WWE,
Respect.
because they don't know
Respect.
if they're good or not. And that's what I was explaining with Shinsuke, who was already one of the coldest Japanese wrestlers of all time. Why did he have to come to the WWE? To prove
Hmm.
if he was really like that or not. Same thing with
Hmm.
Oscar.
Oh, I see your point. Okay, so you're saying basically, say you were a homegrown AEW talent, right? Like okay,
Yeah,
for instance, MJF, right? If
right.
MJF decided sometime next year him and Tony Khan don't have a good, I don't know, contract renewal negotiation type of terms, basically. Excuse me, I was trying to swallow. I just drank me some water. Pause. Um, him and Tony didn't come to agreement on contract terms. Basically, he would go to the WWE because Tony Khan didn't bail him or didn't see some value in him to pay him his money's worth, whatever it was, right? And he goes over to WWE to prove his worth as far as him being a draw, him making a lot of money, and him being a big star there. But it's going to expose the whole world that may not even watch AEW, may even go as far as to see WWE and know who MJF was. But now they get to really fully see MJF, and so now that becomes his proving ground for him to make, basically, right?
No. If he leaves AEW to go to the
Mm-hmm.
WWF, he's leaving there to prove to everybody that he's talented for real. And the people
That's what I'm
that in
saying.
AEW, yeah, but it has nothing to do with money. Like Sasha
No, no, no.
Banks,
I'm just
everything
saying
Sasha
from the
Banks,
industry.
everything Sasha, but everything.
Yeah, yeah,
That's why I keep saying, like the main objective of everything is you have
yeah.
to be on the WWE to actually be labeled as what you claim that you are. If you feel you the best in the world, go to where the best in the world wrestle at and wrestle there. And they're
Got
only
you.
at the WWE. They are, and it was a good thing that Jay Cargill explained. She also said, like, when you're playing on the other companies, like the Japanese wrestling AAA, and this is the same thing that you and Larry be saying. They do so much stuff. They wrestle 10 times better. She even said Io Sky is 20 times better before she got to the WWE. She said when you wrestle out there, they teach you how to do all of that stuff. WWE teaches you where to put it, and that's when it matters. You can do all of that stuff all
But you,
day,
yeah,
but to put it where it needs to be, that's what
yes,
polishes up your game. That's what
yes,
makes you the champion. That's the
yes,
reason
yes,
why you can do all these front flips. You can do all these body slams. You can do all
hmm,
of that extra stuff. But at the same
yes.
time, it don't matter if you don't know where to put it.
So I'm glad you pointed out, and here's I'm pointing out for two reasons. Point out for two reasons. I'm glad you said that because this has been my mo since I've been on your podcast so far. Wrestling moves is not what makes sometimes a great match. What makes a great match is knowing your in-ring psychology, knowing when to time certain spots. Yes, you can do spots, but if you're doing spots for the sake of doing spots and they don't mean anything, so say for instance, you're doing a 636 same time, and then you
Right.
follow it up with a crazy shooting star press, and then you hit this move, and you hit that move, and you don't razzle dazzle me with so many moves that I can't see which one was memorable. All I know is you're very talented at being a high risk taker, but you're not really showcasing to me what makes you stand out. It's just you're able to showcase too many different flips. So Bubba Ray talked about how, and I'm glad you pointed this out. Bubba Ray said on Bust Up podcast, he said that AJ Styles was great in TNA. We recognize him for TNA almost all the time, really, right? Before he even got to the WWE. So when he got to the WWE, he said when AJ Styles got to WWE, he had to learn the WWE style of how he does his matches over there. And he still has some great matches. But AJ Styles knew when to time the Styles Clash. He knew when to time the Phenomenal Forearm. He knew when to time the Calf Crusher and how he would do his maneuvers in the ring. He also figured out how to better his psychology. So when you're there, everything you're doing not only looks good, but you're not doing too much to where you're missing your time cues or you're missing how memorable it'll look, right? Okay, another example, Penta. I saw Penta in AEW. I love Ray Phoenix, but when they were in AEW, they did a lot of moves. And nothing against Penta, nothing against Ray, very, very talented individuals, but they were doing so many moves to the point where Tony Khan was allowing them to do whatever. He didn't factor in to say Ray did another move or a certain move he was trying to attempt to do, and he actually hurt himself because he did that move. It would not necessarily be on Ray Phoenix's fault. I mean, part of it is Ray Phoenix's fault if he's being stubborn about it, but if he's not being stubborn about it, and Tony Khan's like, yeah, go out there and do a bunch of moves. I want to see you do this, boom, 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 without, helping him to guide it throughout his matches or whoever producer is around backstage, yada, 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 right? Ray could hurt himself not knowing proper protocol.
Mm-hmm.
So when she said that, Jay Cargill is exactly right. Because when you're in the WWE, again, it's not about the amount of moves you do. It's based on the amount of the timing of the moves that you do. But really, it's more about the story as far as the match. But I digress though. I digress.
No, that's exactly what she said, and that's exactly how it is. And I'm starting to learn more and more about it after I started watching the WWE Unreal and finding out how they really did business. Like I was watching the clip on the WWE Unreal, what we're about to talk about, and I was watching Rhea Ripley calling all the moves of what she was about to do, and I was like, yo, I never seen that before to the point to where they have their moves memorized so they know what to do. They know,
Yeah.
like, all right, yeah, I'm going in. She dips under. I go ahead and close this, dip the clothesline off, goes off the DDT, I block it, come through, whatever. She does this. I'm sitting there like, for
Yeah.
real? Like, I didn't
Yep.
know, which means that they already had this match before and they wrote it out because of the producers that actually writes out the match. Man, this Unreal show.
Well, they're writing down the matches, but they're also doing too, busy to help you like even better understand some more. Like what they're also doing is they're having them do rehearsals. So
Oh,
before
that's what
the
I'm talking
match,
about.
yeah,
That's what
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
talking
yeah,
about.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, I
Yeah,
got you. I got
the
you. I
rehearsals.
got
Yeah, I'm like,
you. Yeah, yeah,
y'all rehearsing this,
yeah. Yes.
and they're calling it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you're rehearsing it, but at the same, just like, oh, well, let's talk about it first because
Yeah, go ahead.
like what dude was talking about, bro, y'all going overtime, you got to pull this, so they know what moves to not do or whatever to make it. I'm like, yo, bro, the WWE is deeper than what people think.
It is.
It's
It
deeper than
is.
what people think, and I can see why some people would be upset with the show because they
Mm-hmm.
exposed some stuff that I was like, oh shoot, y'all showing everything. Like I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah.
whoa. I said, oh,
Yes.
wow. I'm like, yo, this is wild. Like they're in the back waiting for each other and they all hugging after they just got done fighting. The whole world would go crazy if they would knew that was going on. But now I like where they did it because of the fact that they did it. They did the show after it happened. I think the
Yes.
show would be terrible if it was going on the same time as the situations
As
were
well,
going on.
as well,
That would be
that's
trash.
there you go. There you
That
go.
would be
That was a
horrible.
positive. I'm glad you pointed out. That was one of the biggest positives that I took away from the show. Is and yes, granted, some of the things that happened, they are based on the things that were happening around, say, late 2023, 2024, 2025, right? So
Right.
it's in the span of 3 different years. But you're also getting, excuse me, you're also getting um moments of what was done from this year to what happened last year, but they're factoring it into um, what happened in the past. So we have already moved past these, like the talent being able to have their moments and championship victories and all this other stuff. We've been able to move past WrestleMania. We're now in
Yeah.
August, and we're not even thinking about what was going on around time. Now, say, to your point, if Monday Night Raw was happening and WWE Unreal showed that Bronson Reed, Braun Breaker were actually hugging Roman Reigns and Jey Uso in the back, it would have been like, bruh, we're not trying to see that. What y'all doing? You know what I'm saying? Nobody is not trying to see these two teams get along backstage. Not because we don't. If you're listen, if you're 20, 30 years old, I swear on my life, if you believe wrestling is real, something is wrong with you, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Something is wrong with you. You have to know this whole entire thing is for show. It's for a performance. It's basically live theater if people got physical on stage. That's pretty much what
Yeah,
it is,
yeah,
right?
it's
So
physical theater for
that's what
sure.
it is. So with that said, um, you would trip if you saw them backstage like hugging each other, but it would trip more for a kid or for a young teenager. But for someone who's in their mid 20s to their 30s, you should not trip over that. I'm sorry, you
Yeah,
should
not
not.
at all. I'm like,
I
just
don't. You should
that
not.
would help you understand the company for real. But the company that you keep claiming, the people that we talking about, the company that you keep claiming is fake. The company that you keep claiming is, oh, this is all jokey joke, whatever, whatever, whatever. Even if it is, the way that they script it up, the way this stuff that goes down, you gotta appreciate what they actually doing. This is the reason why they getting professional movie roles and stuff because they're already doing
Yes.
it. I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that the wrestlers that I see behind the scenes that are calling the shots, like some of the best things that we've seen in WWE are being called by wrestlers who used to wrestle that don't wrestle no more,
Yes.
but now they're calling matches, and not even and what we're saying is not calling, like we're literally saying calling matches. Like, yo,
Mm-hmm.
go to the left, punch him over there, wide screen this situation, wait
Right.
for the situation to happen. All right, boom.
Wait
When
till
the
this
show
camera
goes
show.
off, then he goes in. Tell Kevin to go stand on him. After you tell Kevin to go stand on him, tell him to
Crazy.
push him down, give him the power bomb, this, and this,
Crazy.
whatever, whatever. And then after the cameras is off and you watch it, you see Kevin Owens apologizing because he felt he did the buck wrong. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
bro, because cats be
Yes.
thinking like this stuff is so real. Like, oh yeah, no, Kevin is probably pissed off about that. No, all this stuff is
Yes.
real.
Yes, bro.
From the
Yeah.
referees to the joint to everybody's calling it, and then everybody's like, "Yo, great show, good job." And I'm talking
Right.
about before the wrestlers even get back there. They're talking about the people in the gorilla spot.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're high fiving like, "Yo, you called that shot crazy." Triple H is, man, that was a good call. That was this, that, bro. I respect this show so much, and I respect Triple H even more after watching this.
Yes. Yeah,
He
bro.
really
Yeah.
allows other he really allows other people to call these situations, and he let them call it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He come to
Yep.
the table with one idea, and that one idea get changed by two, three different people, and he already
Yeah.
left.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, that's cold. Triple H
It,
could easily be like, nah,
definitely,
we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. That's
definitely trouble.
corny. And
I
he
agree.
like, no, let's do
Yeah.
it.
Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Which is why I love, listen, have Raw and SmackDown week to week been perfect shows? No. No. We're being honest, they have not been also quote unquote perfect shows. With that said, the WWE is in a great spot. And they're at a great spot with Triple H at the helm, which is why I'm not going to be calling this man to be fired.
No, not after I seen this. They
No,
can't
I'm
do
not
like
calling for that man to be fired. I
I
don't care about no
can't. I
TKO board.
I
Okay.
can't. I can't. Like the way Triple H, he doesn't even get to celebrate his wins because he got to go right back to
Right.
work. Yeah, no, that's. I look at wrestling
Exactly.
totally different from his standpoint now. I don't look at it the same no more.
Yeah. It's that's kind of like I hate to say this, BZ, but this is where remember when me and you had our past conversations. This is before we even did WWE talk, and I would talk to you about the business side or whatever side of pro wrestling that you didn't you weren't privy to, right? And there were times where you had to be like, Josiah, this is why I don't like sometimes talking to you. I was like, what? What are you talking about? And you were like, because you take away from me enjoying the show. And I didn't
And that,
understand I didn't understand
yeah,
what you were saying at that time. But now that we've gone to WWE Unreal, I get it. I completely get it. I completely get it. But you have a greater appreciation now because of it that it came out with this show. Hadn't this show
yeah,
not
yeah.
existed, you would have been like, you would have been like, Josiah, I ain't trying to hear this, dude. Don't tell me about this rumor, this, blah, blah,
Nah,
blah. Don't tell me none of that. Now
and
you're
that, and,
like,
and that's why I even say with this show. That's why I'm not mad at Larry saying he won't watch it because
I
it will
get it.
take away your feel of wrestling. It'll take away. It will really take it away. It'll be like, I don't want to watch it no more. Like I know it ain't real, but now they're really showing it completely. Like they're letting you know everything, all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I get it for some people who really, really, really passionate in a way about wrestling or whatever that they don't want to see that part. But that just opens up. That just opens up everything that they really do for real. I just think
Yeah,
that
yeah.
a lot of people really need to see it. Like even if they might and they're not exposing it, like they're not exposing it like a lot of stuff that they expose, you already knew.
Yeah. That's thank
Like
you. Come
like
on.
the
Yeah.
storylines and all that stuff was already over with. So it's like, why are you mad that they exposing it now? It's over. Like it don't matter.
It
What are you talking
doesn't
about? They're just
be.
showing you how they did it.
Here's my issue with that, and by the way, I'm in agreement. Here's my issue with that. It's 2025. We are in the year of 2025 where social media exists. We
Yeah.
have Facebook, we have Twitter, we have Instagram, we have Threads, we have TikTok, we have YouTube. Are you getting my point? Like social media exposes almost entirely everything, bro. Like people took their camera and their phones out. We're gonna get into it by the way. For Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens,
I was about to say that. Yeah.
right?
And bro,
And
and I said when we was talking about that, I was
mm-hmm,
like,
yep.
man, look, bro. I think they did that on purpose. Come to
That was
find out.
we literally said that, and
Come
guess what?
come to
It was
find
on
out.
purpose. It
The
was on purpose.
WWE so smart. He like, bro, no, don't record it because you already know the fans gonna go crazy. It's gonna make it
They're
on the
gonna
internet
get it.
on its own,
They're gonna get it.
and
They're
it
gonna
did.
get it.
It was
And that
amazing.
and so Hunter has that's what makes what he's doing it genius, because that's the time we're living in now. One day, if social media was not to exist, to be perfectly honest with you, we shouldn't even be doing YouTube. To be perfectly honest with you, we
You
shouldn't be
said
doing it.
what?
We shouldn't be doing YouTube.
Yeah, facts. Right.
You
Yeah.
shouldn't be doing it. That's what I'm saying. So like we can talk about any and everything that WWE got plans for, boom, boom, boom. So if you don't want to hear what we gotta say, don't watch our channel.
Don't
But
watch
guess
the
what?
channel.
It is this. That's what I'm saying. It is this for a reason on social media.
Yeah.
So
And they want the
that's
world talking. They
yeah.
want the world talking about the product.
I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. So like I said, I think what they did was great. And this show, and then plus on top of that, to your point, Beezy, this show wasn't necessarily done for wrestling fans that are of the mindset, I don't want the business exposed to me. This show
Right.
was done. If you're interested in wanting it, go ahead. But
Got it.
if you're not a wrestling fan that doesn't, if you feel like WWE is quote unquote fake, and you're an actor or whatever profession you're involved with, and you decide to watch it one day on Netflix, you will probably have a bigger appreciation for what they do and become maybe a newer fan. So to
Yeah.
me, from a business aspect of it, the WWE is actually moving very smart. That's a smart business move,
That's definitely a smart business move.
because you never know who you might attract to watch that
Yeah.
product. So to
Yeah.
me, I was looking at it from this lens, from the lens of how will people feel about this, as opposed to me and Beezy being wrestling fans and already knowing about this stuff. For those that don't really know, you watch it and then you go, oh, so that's why John Cena did this, and The Rock said that, and he
Mm-hmm.
wanted to make it so, and boom, 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 and all the calls.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, now it makes sense. Now we get it. Because I remember,
Right.
and Beezy, just little side note, you guys, when The Rock, mind you, before we even did any WWE talks, when The Rock went on live television and told Cody Rhodes he wanted his soul, Beezy texted me, The Rock is weird. And I had got me some Waffle House like that. And I come
Mm-hmm.
back, and we had this talk, me, you, and Larry. And
Right.
you was not for the whole sell your soul to me. Come on, Cody, I want your soul. He
I'm
didn't have to throw that in there, yada, yada. You was upset. You did not like it. You were confused. You were like,
Oh yeah,
bro,
I
this
was
is weird.
definitely right. Exactly.
You did not
I was
like it.
definitely on that. Yeah,
And
facts.
I loved it. I loved it because I saw it for a different view. But from your perspective, it was like you didn't need to go there, which is
Right.
debatable, very debatable
Right.
for sure,
Mm-hmm.
very debatable. So yeah, bro. With all that said, let's get into episode 1 before we get towards all episodes that we're going to break down, bro.
Okay.
Let's get into episode 1 titled New Era. This show focuses more about
Was this the Rhea Ripley one?
this focus more about Hunter, Rhea Ripley, and CM Punk.
Okay.
And the debut episode of Raw being on Netflix, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is a smart episode, strong episode to start off with, considering it's on Netflix. So that was cool. I'm gonna go about talking about takeaways, and then you give me your thoughts about the takeaways from it.
Okay.
So the first thing that we get into for real is CM Punk and Triple H had previously tried to work out a deal that I knew about it, but I didn't know Hunter and him actually tried to work out a deal. That was crazy to get Punk back to WWE. And they couldn't come to terms because at the time, Punk was not changing who he was, and Hunter was not changing who he was. So they both were being stubborn about creating a new deal to get Punk back in WWE. So first off, what was your takeaway when you heard that? And yeah, what was your takeaway over that?
Like I said, I didn't think. Punk was your guy. I really wasn't even a big fan of him anyway. But at the same time, he was the impact on what was going on at the time. And but when Hunter switched from being regular to actually running a situation, I didn't know that they was like beefing. You know what I'm saying? To the point where I'm trying to think what they couldn't come to terms to. If it was even on the dollar or whether it was just the creative part. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I think honestly, Punk might have wanted like full creative control or some stuff or something like that. And Trips probably didn't allow him to get that or something. Maybe I don't know because when he went to AEW, he had full control of everything.
I'm gonna say this, and I say this respectfully because I love CM Punk. I love Hunter too. I love CM Punk. With all due respect, CM Punk back in the day was very, very emotionally difficult, and I say that respectfully, right? And what I mean is, going back to what I mentioned about them being stubborn, Punk and Hunter had different views of professional wrestling from back then. And they didn't see eye to eye. And around that time, Punk felt like he had to carry a chip on his shoulder because any and everybody was going against him and his views over wrestling. It was like, here's this guy who comes in, loves the business, wants to succeed, wants to be the top guy, wants to prove his worth. And no matter what he does, he keeps getting shot down because people want to go for other plans with other guys. And no matter what, no matter what he had did, it was never enough. I was telling Larry earlier. I was like, bro, like Punk was emotionally difficult, and Hunter and him, they didn't like each other. Punk didn't like him, and Hunter didn't like Punk. But I think what came to pass overall was Hunter. I love what Punk said in the episode. He said he had to step away, and through that time, he had to heal. Because and yes, he did. Beezy, if you didn't know, Punk was bitter about WWE. He would talk bad about them that whole year in 2020 and 2014. He was that bitter and that spiteful of WWE to the point where that hatred was looming over for like close to, like, we're talking about 7 years before he came back to pro wrestling. So he was hurt, and I don't think he was just also hurt about what Hunter did. It was everything. It wasn't just Hunter. It was Vince. It was his health. It was he felt like he wasn't being, respected. He wasn't being honored. Yeah. Whatever it is, right? Yeah. Just overall, it was just not doing well for him mentally. So he had to step away because if he didn't, it was going to get worse. It kind of reminds me of Kurt Angle. When Kurt Angle left WWE, it was more because Kurt Angle was going through some physical injuries and different problems within his head. And he had an addiction with drugs, so he had to go. And he felt like if he stayed, he would have put Vince at risk of whatever. So, but yeah, Punk said he has to play healed, and to me, I ain't mad at that, bro. Like, go ahead, bro. Like, you are a human being at the end of the day. Listen, you're a professional wrestler, and I get all that, but you can't always be a superhero. Or you can't always be the supervillain. At some point, you just got to step away, and he did. And yes, he did hurt a lot of fans in that regard. I will say I was definitely one of those. I was upset that he left. I was like, bro, what? Skip Post on SmackDown, he's on Raw. What's going on? I was, and I was like, what, 13 when that happened? So yeah, you can imagine. You can imagine how I must have felt around the time. But anyways, bro. So they couldn't change themselves enough to figure out a deal. Punk's return to Survivor Series was definitely a monumental moment. It was a huge moment. I will admit that it was a great pop. What do you think about Punk claiming that his return was the greatest in WWE history? And by the way, shout out to the sports third.
He might be right.
Yeah.
Or if it's not there, it's top five. But that pop was ridiculous, and I don't even
Yeah.
be fans on pops like that. I'm like, whatever. But
Yeah, bro.
that one shook the room. But I could, you know what I'm saying. But I wasn't there, so I can't tell. But what it sounded like on TV, oh yeah, it wasn't too many. And it was in Chicago too. It was just like
Yeah.
it was storyline. It was cinema. That was cinema.
It was cinema.
That was
It
cinema.
was cinema, bro.
That hit crazy.
Cinema, bro. So,
That jump hit crazy.
yep. Yes, sir. I like how Hunter also mentioned about the gorilla position. Were you aware of that,
About
by
the
the way,
what?
Beezy?
He
The
mentioned what?
gorilla position.
Yeah, I kept in my podcast that I did today at 9 o'clock. I kept Gorilla Room. I forgot what it was called, so I kept saying it wrong. But yeah. For them to bring that up with Gorilla Monsoon and how they built it, and have Gorilla Monsoon at the bottom on the floor type, yeah, that junk, bro. It
Yeah.
made I like watching all these. It made me want to put in an application, not to be a wrestler, but to be involved in the stuff that they got hooked up and all of that stuff.
Yeah, bro.
Bro, that junk was fun as heck.
Yeah, bro.
That
And
junk was
shout
fun.
out to WWE for highlighting their production team and their creative team.
Yeah,
I had knew about Ed Koskey for a good while, but I didn't really got a chance to really know him or even let alone even see his face until this episode. I mean, until these episodes that came out. So that was pretty cool. And the pitches that they were throwing out was very like dope. It was phenomenal, man.
it was, man.
Definitely gonna get to that. Yeah.
What's his name? Rude. What's the one? Rude. I think Ravishing Rick
Oh,
Rude.
Bobby
Something.
Roode.
Bobby Rude. Yeah, you got Jordan. I think the one dude Jordan was in there. Like they're really back there calling shots, bro.
Yeah.
They're calling matches.
Michael
Wait,
P.S.
I'm
Hayes,
sitting there
Hunter,
like
Paul Heyman
the
was
one match.
said to be
Was
back.
it whose match did Jordan call?
To my Jason Jordan.
Yeah, which one did he call?
Oh
Was
shoot.
that wasn't the Chelsea Green, was it? Did he call the Chelsea Green? Which one did he call?
Did he?
I forgot which one he called because they was just like, bro, because even
Yeah.
after he was over there shaking his hand, they was just like, bro, you did it, like you called that, you called it. It was cold, bro. It was cold. It was
Yeah, it
cold.
was dope. It was dope, man. You know what
It
I'm
was,
saying?
I was like, wow.
And we did not notice, and now we gotta get to this. Okay, so the third takeaway that I want to talk about right here, I'm gonna say third point. I'm gonna just say third point.
Mm,
Rhea Ripley. Oh my gosh, man. Before I get into the things that I want to talk about, them showcasing these wrestlers being nervous backstage, and her to me was
was
very shocking. Not that
yeah,
shocking you had knew about it, but like shocking to where you're going. Don't you know who you are?
uh,
Like
yeah.
my guy,
She didn't find
or
out
my
till like
girl, I'll say.
episode 4 or something. Yeah, she really like they put your head up like, bro. The other side
Crazy.
though, the other side though, I'd give Hunter so much. Like he really talks to them, bro. Like he might be the best boss.
Yes,
He
yes,
might
bro.
be the
Like
best boss.
man, I thought he
That's
was
probably why
hugging
they
her,
don't
telling
have no.
her, like,
He keep
bro.
it real with him. Man. Yo, bro, why's your head down? Like you, this, and this. You're doing this. Look at me, eye contact. Boom, boom. He really, like, bro. He really talks to me, bro. I was like, man, he really has a soft heart for them. Like you saying just wrestling for them. Like, bro, he really like. I don't know how Vince was talking to him. He, I don't think they have a problem with working with him at all,
Yeah,
ever.
it was crazy because we learned that one during the attack with Liv Morgan, she broke character during the segment due to the pain that Ashley had caused her. That Liv had was doing to like take her shoulder out, things like that.
Oh
And at first, I was going, "Oh, this is just storyline, boom, boom." I didn't think to the severity of it actually hurting her. But I thought the whole entire time when Liv kicked her with her foot and Rhea went to the back, that's what caused the injury. No, Liv threw Rhea into the wall, and that's
yeah.
what caused her shoulder. I
Uh-huh.
don't want to say
When they
separation,
did
but
the
like her shoulder
backstage fight,
spring. Yeah,
yeah, the little
yeah.
backstage one, yeah. Uh-huh.
And it was crazy to even know that, like, okay, so that it made sense now because we were thinking, okay, she's going to have the surgery, and then when Rhea comes back, 'cause remember last year we was all going when Rhea comes back, she's gonna get one of the biggest pops in the history of WWE, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they had her come back a lot sooner than expected in time for SummerSlam. And I'm gonna point out something about SummerSlam in a minute too. So her collarbone isn't quite like fixed, basically, right?
Right.
She got a lump in her shoulder. So, and she said she opted to not get surgery on it because it would have taken her to be away for an extra 3 months. That's insane. So you mean to tell me Rhea Ripley has been working her for about a year,
Mm-hmm.
or at the very least, she hasn't been getting surgery on her arm. Oof,
Right.
bro, like it just goes to show you like what this is where people this is what they mean when they say wrestlers put their bodies on the line for our entertainment. You guys,
Yeah.
y'all gotta give them some credit and give them their props for them to continuously give us shows week in and week out, and you want to see them and you're paying your money to come to see them. You have to really like appreciate what they do because they don't have to do it. If I, me personally, I would have come at Rhea and been like, bro, you gotta get that surgery, bro. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, I get it, but it's like it reminds me of Seth Rollins. When Seth Rollins didn't want to get his back done and his knee done, I was like, bro, like you're working hurt. You need to be away for a little bit.
Right.
But I get it. If you're not, but that's easy to say if you're not involved in pursuing wrestling yourself. If you're not pursuing wrestling yourself, it's kind of hard to say that because they miss that. They can't just be away for it for too long. So I get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, yeah, but what was your opinion on that? Like, did you like what was your reaction when you found that out?
I really didn't have a crazy reaction. It wasn't a lot of things that on all the episodes that I really had a crazy reaction to. But it was a lot of understanding, a lot of, oh man, what I was thinking, that is how this is working. It is how I'm thinking. I'm thinking in my head. I'm like, to be honest, me and Josiah probably could call one of these shows because we call them all the time when we're on the phone. The storylines and all of that stuff. I'm like, I'm not saying it's difficult. I'm not saying it's easy.
Right.
It's not. But we be already be in their heads because of the conclusions and stuff that they be coming up with. They got like 5, 6 people to come up with it, so we can at least sit at the table to get ideas up.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? Like, bro, like, man, that's pretty dope to actually do that. That's why I'm like, bro, like when I was watching the first episode, I was just really tapped in on. I was really
Yes.
tapped on Hunter. I was really just tapped in on Hunter, how Hunter is. It just made me look at him in a whole different light compared to the game,
Yeah.
Triple H, to actually be the boss and actually watch the way he works, how he interacts with his other employees that actually help him get these shows along and stuff like that, and allows them to actually play their part instead of, you know what I'm saying, certain people
Yeah.
that just
Yeah.
step on people's toes. Like, bro, I hired you to do this, but yet I'm still doing it too. I'm like, well, no, you hired me to do this. Go over here and do something else. This is what you hired me to do. So let
Right.
me do my job. And he allows them to do their job. And that's why I was just like, and
Yeah, bro.
everybody is real passionate about that. I don't think it's episode one when the one guy who was talking about no episode. I think episode two is the Netflix episode, right? Is it two
What's
or
the
three for Netflix?
episode? We're gonna get episode 2. We're still on episode 1. I'm just taking out off
I'm trying to
the
think.
takeaways.
So okay, so it wasn't in that one. So
Okay.
this one was when Rhea. This is one was when Rhea won. What she went on Netflix? Ain't that what you
Yeah,
said?
yeah, yeah. This Netflix. Yeah, you were talking about this. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Is
yeah.
it Swoop?
Say again.
So
No, episode one when she won the championship from Liv Morgan. That
so
was
what? So it was season two. It was not. I mean episode two. That's when
no
you talking
episode
about
one.
the Unreal.
No, episode one. This is episode one.
He's saying it was episode two.
No, I said episode one.
No, I'm saying my customer's saying it was episode two where Rhea won.
The championship.
Oh no, episode the one with Netflix. Netflix was on one or two.
Yeah, she beat Liv for championship belt.
Oh, I got you,
Yeah,
bro. All
yeah.
right, I
When
was
Liv was
strong.
champion. Yeah.
I
Yep.
was strong.
It's all
Yeah.
good. It's all good.
Okay.
I'm helping you out, bro. It's all good.
Okay.
So yeah, bro. I love her talking with Damian Priest. I was like, bro, oh my gosh.
That's the creative part. That's what I'm when I'm watching her when she's doing that with Damian Priest. She's really breaking that all that stuff down. She's like, oh yeah, I dip down, I do this, I go off the top rope, I block that, and this. I'm like, yo, they really be studying this. They don't just get in there and do that. They just that's crazy.
Yeah, bro. You definitely see
That's
a
crazy.
different side of her, bro. It's crazy. It's a different side of her, but it's like her character comes across as very confident, very like, bad A, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say the word. And like just very bad, but in a good way, like how you describe someone who looks very cool, basically. So she her aura speaks
Yeah,
to that
true.
character, right?
Yeah,
Her appeal. But you wouldn't have know that she wrestles with nerves. She was very nervous coming into her Netflix match against Liv Morgan, which is crazy, crazy.
and they say all of it be
Yeah,
like
man.
that to their music hit. After their
Yeah,
music
Punk
hit,
said
tap in. I'm
Punk
like,
said
man.
too. Yep.
They said it
So,
Punk. They said it with Jay. They said all of them. It was like, oh man.
all of them. Was Jay highlight in this episode too?
No, the one. I don't think. Well, no, I don't think he had no big match on the Netflix one. I
I'm
think
going to
that
look
was
at.
Punk,
Hold on.
Seth.
I'm just out of curiosity. I'm gonna kind of like try to piggyback on the episode. I'm gonna look back on Netflix right quick.
No problem, man. You have a good one.
Hopefully
God
I ain't
bless.
going to go through too much time with doing this stuff. Let me see. Well, I go to Raw. I not mean to go to Raw.
No problem, man.
Let me see.
All right.
Down. Okay, pause it. Let me see. Okay. Okay, yeah, I forgot about this. I forgot about talking about Cody. Because I got to talk about Cody, and then let me see John Cena to a degree. Let me
Because
see.
this was the beginning of the farewell tour.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, and then it also showed Jacob Fox too and CM Punk get along too, which is great. I like that. That's dope.
I feel that you ought to go. Treating me like I'm the man. I feel like you ought to go. The things that you do with your hands, I feel like you ought to go. The way that you twerk when you dance, I feel that you ought to. I feel that you ought to go. Treating me like I'm the man. I feel like you ought to go. The things that you do with your hands, I feel like you ought to go. The way that you twerk when you dance, I feel that you ought to go. Baby, you show it, that's for real. To me. And I can't keep it low key. See, everything you do to me is crazy. Boom, bang, two to the dome, you know I came to kill. And all the DJs and beat makers know the drill. Your boy back, they all run like sawmill. This beat was just sent to me, this was a fresh kill. But you ain't know when I load up, I act wild. Like draw four, my screen kicks like a bad child. It's time to reload relocate, but not the eastbound. Call me a virus, we moving to the west.